Hey guys, so I'm checking in. It's been 2 weeks since you last saw me. Next week is my 6-month surgiversary, so I'll do a video for sure next week. I won't skip 2 weeks. I've already been thinking about what I'm going to do my video on, what I'm going to talk about. So let's get to the stats for this week. My starting weight was 302. My surgery weight was 274. Last week I was 213.6 for a gain of 1 pound, and I looked back through my FitnessPal because I was trying to figure out why, because that whole week I'd been up like 3 pounds, and then just so happened on weigh day I lost 2 of the 3 and I was still up 1 pound, and I kept thinking, what's going on? So I looked back through my FitnessPal and my carb count was starting to get pretty high. So I have basically gotten to where I'm doing the very low carb diet. I try to stay at 20 net carbs a day. Sometimes I hit 25. I'm not freaking out about that. But when I looked back at my FitnessPal, there were days I had 60, 70, 80, maybe even 90 grams of carbs, and I know I can't lose when I eat that many carbs. So here I am, back to low carb. I feel better anyway. I'm eating less protein bars. I'm making smarter choices, especially when it comes to snacks. I think it just, and I'm not as hungry as I was. I was getting to the point where I was just kind of hungry every couple hours, and I don't have time to eat every couple hours. And when I do, I was not making the best choices. Like I was eating those I forget what they're called, those protein like malt ball looking things. I forget what they're called. I know a lot of people have talked about them lately. I can't do those. I wasn't eating 1 pack, I was eating 2. So it's best I just don't buy them. I'm trying to have like a tiny bit of almonds or a piece of cheese, pork rinds, stuff like that as a snack now, and I'm fine with that. So anyway, this week I was 209.8 for a loss of 3.8 pounds, which I'm sure, some of it has to do with going back to watching my carbs. But my total is now, and I finally have hit the number that I've been trying to hit for a while now. I've passed 90 pounds. I'm at 92.2 pounds. So yay, because I was starting to think I was never going to see that 90-pound loss. So now I'm working towards 100. Hopefully it won't take as long as it took me to get to 90. I think not. I think I'll hit 100 within a month anyway, or I should be less, hopefully. We'll see. And if it takes longer, well, it is what it is, and it's not like I'm going to quit trying. So, on my last video where I showed my hiking trip, Sassy VSG said I should do a challenge. So before I go on to the rest of this video to tell you what happened before, she said I should challenge you guys to do an activity that you wouldn't have been able to do before surgery, or you were afraid to do. Now, I'm not saying go like, rock climbing or jumping out of an airplane or anything. Of course, you're welcome to do that, but, just do something that you couldn't do before. And let's say you're not far out, no big deal. You can still do this challenge. Walk a half a mile more than you would have before. Whatever it is that you couldn't do before, try to do it now. And if you're at that point where you can go and do something crazy, by all means, we'd love to see that video. So speaking of, I guess this was a good time for me not only to do this challenge, but on Sunday, I did something that I have not been able to do for a very long time. We're talking almost a couple of decades. And it was probably my biggest non-scale victory that I looked forward to out of everything so far. So I'm going to insert that. It's probably about, excuse me, my nose itches. I don't know what that means. But I don't even know what I'm saying. I'll just put it in here. It's probably about 15 minutes long. So if you don't want to watch, no big deal. But this was my biggest victory. So I'm very happy that I was able to do this. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, you've already seen what I did. But now I'm going to include pictures and stuff like that. So, all right, here you go. Guess who just rode Diamondback? I fit, the seatbelt fit, it clicked. Last time I was here it wouldn't even click, so progress, this is what it's all about. I'm going to ride another ride. Okay, so for those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, you already know this, but for those of you who aren't friends with me on Facebook, my husband and I went to Kings Island, which is an amusement park here in Ohio, and for years, I've talked about it in previous videos. Sorry, I'm trying to see what Riley's doing. I've talked about it in previous videos where when we go to Kings Island, Randy rides the rides and I sit on the bench. So when we went yesterday, I thought I'm going to try a ride and just see, even if I don't fit yet, we'll try again in a month or two, and we'll just keep trying until I fit. Well, the first ride we went to was the Diamondback roller coaster, and I was a little nervous because I thought, oh, please don't let me have to get off in front of everybody. Luckily they weren't real busy because the weather forecast was saying we were going to have rain, but it turned out to be a beautiful day, which actually scared some of the people away who looked at the forecast early in the morning then made other plans, which was good for us. But so we get in line. Well, first of all, to get up to the line you have to go up all these stairs, and not only did I have no problem getting up the stairs, but I ran up the stairs, and honestly I probably wouldn't have normally ran up the stairs, but because there were young kids behind us, and young kids are always in a hurry, I ran up the stairs, and when I got to the top, I was not out of breath at all. I thought, all right, so even if I don't fit the roller coaster, this was a good thing. So it's our turn to get on, and the seats you either sit close to each other, it's like every other thing is 2 seats next to each other, or every other thing is 2 seats that are far apart from each other. So it kind of goes like this every row back. So, it pulled up. We didn't know which one it was going to be for us. And of course, it was the one that was way far away from each other. And I thought, so, Randy wasn't going to help me if I needed help. He was nowhere within reach. So I hop up in the seat, and there's a seat belt. And I thought, oh my gosh, seat belt. I hope I can get that on. That's going to be embarrassing. And I even had the thought, I wonder if they have seat belt extenders. And I was like, I highly doubt that. I got it on no problem, had extra give and everything, and I thought, all right, So the next thing was the part that actually holds you in. Now, mind you, it's been a long time since I've been on a roller coaster, and I have never been on a roller coaster that holds you into your seat like this. Normally it's a lap bar or something that goes over your shoulders. This was like this metal piece that just kind of comes towards you. Literally, it's like this big, and it has handles on it, but you pull it towards you. And when I tried this, they had a seat that you could sit in, like a demo seat, before you could get in line. And a couple years ago I tried it, and they said it had to click 3 times, so they couldn't even click it once. So I thought, well, save me time from having to stand in line. But when I got up there yesterday, I pulled it towards me, it clicked and clicked, and I thought, hey, all right, Apparently now, though, the rule is 2 times because I can only click it twice. The good thing is when we took off, it didn't hurt me or anything. When we were going up the hill, when it first started, fat shifts, so it kind of like spread out, and I was able to click it that third time. So, you know, we get to the top of the hill, and I'm thinking, oh, please let this hold me, and please don't let me throw up. So I got these bands. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I got these bands for motion sickness. They go on your wrist. They're like a wristband. I'll show a picture of it so you see what I'm talking about. But it's got this little ball inside that's supposed to go on like a pressure point, like around here. So I had one on each wrist, and I mean, I don't know if they really worked or not. I mean, I did okay as far as motion goes, straightforward. So, you know, you go down that first hill and your stomach just kind of drops out of you, or, well, some people say like goes up to your throat. I don't even know. The first time around, I held on to the handles because, I mean, there really was nothing to hold on to but these handles, you know, because I was so afraid, like, what if this doesn't hold? What if there's too much weight behind this? Which I know is a stupid thought, but, you know, safety first. So we went around, and I never felt like I was going to actually, like, fall out or anything. Our first picture that they took, I was kind of like, I look silly, like, you know, I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. And I thought, well, the lines were short, let's go again. So we got back on. And this time, I went down the hills, like, let me give you a demonstration, okay? In fact, I'll tell you the roller coasters that we rode yesterday. I'll give you demonstrations. So, first time around, yay, this is fun, yay, you know. Second time around on Diamondback, it was like, woo, wee, woohoo, okay. So then, the third time around, it was totally woo, all the way, I'm telling you, it was so much fun. And as you go, like, down the hills, you kind of, like, lift out of your seat just a little bit, and you feel like you're just free falling with, you know, your legs are kind of falling up in the air and your arms up in the air, and you know, it was just a great feeling. Haven't had that in probably I don't know, 20 years. I don't even know. It's been a long time. So I didn't really get a lot of pictures and videos because, you know, I was kind of running around like a little kid, going like, ooh, what's that? Let's do this. And, you know, because, you know, it was never exciting to me because I sat on the bench all the time. And so then Randy talks me into riding the Banshee. And I told him, I don't know if I can handle the rides that go upside down and do a lot of loops and stuff. I just don't know if I can handle it anymore. I used to love it. But as I get older, it makes me a little sick when I, like, twirl and stuff. But I thought, well, hey, I've got my wrist things on, maybe it'll help. And he says, oh, you don't even notice you're going upside down or anything. It goes so fast you don't even notice. So I'm like, okay. So of course then my next fear is, am I going to fit the seat? And I did. It's got a section of seat belt about, well, maybe about this long. And not only do you have to pull the thing down over your head, but then the seat belt has to attach up to the thing that goes over your head. And mine was a bit of a stretch, but I made it. So we get on that, and you know, we're going along. Your feet dangle on this ride. They dangled on the Diamondback too, but there's literally no floor under your feet on this ride. So we go up the hill, and I'm thinking, yeah, this might be all right. And we go down the first hill, and I'm like, yeah, this is fun. Then we hit the first loop. Yeah, I definitely can't do things that go upside down or spin. I really, really felt like, so when Randy said you don't notice, I said liar, because yes you do. So here's my demonstration of that ride. All right, here we go, going up the hill. Woo, going down the hill, yay! First loop. Okay, let this be over soon. Let's just let this be over, please, please. Like, just breathe, Amy, breathe. Don't puke on anybody. Nope, not for me. Are we done yet? Nope. Ooh, don't throw up. Don't throw up. Yeah, and then about the next half hour after we got off the ride, I kept thinking, I really should have brought a puke bag with me and put it in my pocket, because I had some left from when I had surgery. I got them from the hospital for those just in case. I never had to use one. Had them out a couple times, but I never actually used it. But I still had some left over, and I really should have put that in my pocket because I thought, yeah, I could possibly puke today. First time since surgery. And sad thing, it wouldn't be food or anything. It'd be a roller coaster that makes me puke. So we sat down and we got a Powerade Zero. They have fountain drinks that you can choose whatever you want. Powerade Zero was one of them that you can choose from, so I was happy to see that because in the previous years it was nothing but soda, unless you wanted plain water, but I still kind of gag at plain water. I have to have some kind of flavoring in it. I didn't have a problem before surgery with plain water. Loved plain water, especially if it was cold. Now I tend to like room temperature drinks. I can get them down easier, but not plain water. But anyway, so we sat and I felt a little bit better, so we walked around and we did, it was a ride that I could do before I lost weight. It was called Boo Blasters. It's over in Kittyland. Basically, you just kind of ride around in the dark. It's got like neon painted like ghosts and stuff, and you have you have targets and you shoot at them, and you get them to do things when you shoot at them. So we went and did that. Another thing is we rode the train. That was another thing that I could do even at my heaviest, but it was a tight squeeze to get up onto the train because, you know, it's metal and you don't have much space to get through. I always used to have the fear that I was going to get stuck either getting on or off. So I had no problem getting on the train. And another thing I noticed was when I was sitting on the seat, I didn't feel like I was falling off of the seat. Like before, you know, because you have that extra padding, like especially in your butt area, that padding must have gone down a little bit because it wasn't pushing me away from the back. And you know, the seat, really, it's only about that much to sit on, and I always felt like I was sitting on the edge of it before. Now I felt normal, like it was just a seat. And I took a picture, like, to show, like, I was, like, on the seat. But I also took a little video of the train ride. I always enjoyed the train ride, so I'll insert that here. Randy loves the Beast. It's his favorite ride. He especially likes to ride it at night, but of course it wasn't nighttime. Maybe I would have loved it a little better at night. I don't know. I don't remember ever loving the Beast, and I couldn't remember why. I remember why now. But it's Randy's favorite roller coaster. He would ride it all day if you'd let him, and he especially likes to ride it at night. You know, because you go through tunnels, it's pitch black, it goes out in the woods, it goes super fast. You just can't see anything, but during the day you can. So we go, and I'm thinking, yeah, you know, there's no twists or loops or anything on this one. This will be all right, you know, and I like speed, I like heights, no, that doesn't bother me at all. So we get on, we get strapped in. Again, that's got a seat belt on it, same kind of stretchy seat belt as the other rides. And then it just has like a half lap bar that goes over, no problem. So we go up the long hill. It's a wooden roller coaster. You know, I'm going to put some links down below. Someone did some virtual rides on these roller coasters, and I'll put the links, so if you want to actually see what it's like, you know, visually to ride these rides, you can click the links. But so we go up the first hill, and you know, you go down that hill, your bottom drop, or your stomach drops out, and you're like, yeah, this is all right. Yeah, until you get to some of the turns, and it hurts. I'm telling you, like, there's padding on the seats, but I don't know, maybe like I'm just tender, or maybe I'm a baby, I don't know, but it hurt. Like, I mean, I was literally like gripping, trying to like offset, but it goes so fast you really don't have a chance to even try to help yourself. But, you know, I'm looking at Randy like every time we're going up another hill going, seriously? Like, this is your favorite ride? You seriously like this ride? And he's up there like, you know, this is funny, haha, you know, and I'm like, I don't think this is very funny. I mean, this would be a great ride if I wasn't being beat the crap out of, you know? I mean, I'm telling you, today, back here, like my shoulders and behind, I mean, I am sore. And when I laid down in bed last night, I said, because I lay on my side, I said, oh my God, I hurt. You know, like it's all in my shoulders and arms. And I know it's from the beast. So, you know, again, here I am. Here's my interpretation of the beast, you know. This is going to be fun. Yay. You know, here we're going up the hill. Woo, we're going down the hill. Yay. Oh, man. Ow. 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 Seriously. Ow. And, you know, and then he goes, here comes another hill. He goes, I said, this one's not going to be as steep as the first one. You know, you hardly ever get a second hill that's as steep as the first one. He goes, yes, it is. No, it wasn't. You went up the hill and you're thinking, anticipation, here we go. Yeah, you go like this, and then you go like this, and then you go down a little hill. It was not a big hill. But then, of course, once you get down that hill, and you're like, bam! I mean, oh my God. And I said, like, how does anyone love this ride? And he said, well, it's because we sat towards the back. You know, it's more abusive towards the back. Shouldn't be abusive towards any part. I said, well, next time we're sitting in the very front, maybe it'd be smoother up there. Like, I have no problem sitting in the front. And he was just like, yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 seats back or so. No, we're sitting in the front. I don't care if I got to wait for 20 people to get on. I'm getting in the front because I can't take that kind of abuse, you know. It should be fun. It should not be abusive, you know. But anyway, so long story short, I was really happy that I finally got to ride a roller coaster. You know, that was one of my biggest non-scale victories that I was looking forward to. I mean, literally the biggest out of everything. That's what I really, really wanted to do. So now I know I can go back. I'm going to ride Diamondback a million times. That's now my new favorite ride. I love that ride. I'd ride that several times, but and you know, maybe I'll try some different ones. You know, we used to ride like the racers back in the day. The last time I rode it, I remember feeling like I was going to fall out of my seat. Like when we went down the hill, like I felt like I was trying to hold myself in. Maybe it won't be like that. I don't know. You know, and back then they didn't have seat belts to go along with the, you know, rails and stuff that held you in. So maybe that added seat belt will help. But back in the day, one racer, that's why they call it the racers, there's 2 roller coasters. One goes forward and one goes backward. Well, they don't do that anymore. Now they both go forward, and they basically race each other. One's red and one's blue, and like whoever wins, you know, like yay. But if you ever get a chance and you're in Ohio, you should definitely check out Kings Island. Natalie, you and I are going next year, and we're going to ride the front of a lot of things together. You know, anybody else wants to come, you know, maybe I'll say when we're going, and we could all just meet up. That would be so much fun. They also have a water park, a big water park actually, and I plan to go to that a few times this year. I got myself a new bathing suit. It actually fits, but I also bought some swim shorts to put over it because, yeah, I'm not that comfortable because you never know. I don't want to run into people I work with. I don't want any of my employees like getting out their phone and snapping videos of Amy and taking it to work and showing everybody like, look at Amy, you know. You know, let's avoid that. So yeah, swim shorts for sure over the bathing suits. But anyway, I just wanted to share that experience with you. Thanks to all of my subscribers for watching. To my new subscribers, welcome. If you're about to have surgery, you can do it. Don't be afraid. It'll all be fine. If you've already had surgery, congratulations. And oh, Jody, I just want to thank you for the challenge on Fitbit last week. You definitely motivated me to get in more steps because, in case you didn't notice, I'm actually a very competitive person, and every time I saw somebody else add in some steps, I got myself out and walked a little bit more. So because of you inviting me to that challenge, I got in a lot of steps last week, so thanks for that. All right guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.